evening, everyone. Welcome to the show. You're watching Seeing the Unseen with Christopher LaPratt. My name's Kenan, his son and the producer. Now, tonight's title, Donkey. There's some great things to be said about that. My thought, I had a couple of them actually, but the one that's worth sharing is about the character Eeyore from Winnie the Pooh. He's generally portrayed as being extremely sad and down about things, but his friends just sort of accept that. And, I feel like that's a really beautiful message that no matter where we're at, giving ourselves that grace and giving others that space to be themselves wherever that is a big thing. So, quick thought before I turn it over. For anyone who's out there joining us, just say something in the chat so I know you're here, and thank you for everyone who has already. We get to everyone in order here, and you can pay $100 and cover the entire month and get one card per show that way. That's 3 shows per week, normally Sunday, Monday, and Wednesday at 6 p.m. Arizona time. So thanks for listening to me. Enjoy the show. Here's Christopher.
It's going to be a great show, and so I bless you all by lighting the incense. And this incense goes along with a group card, which we'll talk about in a minute. It's called the solar eclipse. But the incense is opening for you to have more openings and more awakenings. Your awareness is increasing day by day. So, great blessings to you, because I like that incense for you. And we had a fabulous day. Laurel, hey Laurel, came into town, and I wanted to, can we show a picture?
Yeah.
With the side camera. There's Laurel and her friend Amy, who flew into town. We went and had lunch together at Lake Pleasant. So for those of you that are not from Arizona or are here in Arizona, we do have water. And actually we have more boat licenses than the state of California. So this is Laurel and Amy, and Laurel and Amy, and Laurel and Amy, and Laurel and Amy, and a donkey. So I've been here for 30 years in Arizona. And Laurel and Amy and I were driving back, and we saw this wild donkey. I have never seen, and it was just moseying, it was just taking its time, plodding along. We slowed down, we were talking to it, and it started to kind of come over the car. Amy wanted to get out and pet it. I'm like, no, Amy, I can only go to the show. I have to get to my show. I cannot take you to the hospital. Okay. Because even the tame donkeys are a little bit, they can bite or even kick. Excuse me. But it really got me to thinking, and to show you to pay attention to what comes across your path. This was so unusual. It was so unusual. So Ken and I decided to do the title of the show, Donkey. And I actually sent the meaning of that to Laurel and to Amy. But it really boils down to being sensitive to the presence of God. So many times in the Bible, in many scriptures of all kinds, they mention donkeys. And they always, for instance, Mary rode a donkey into Jerusalem with Joseph. It shows that you're at the front lines of a situation, which donkeys usually are, and you find joy in helping others. So like Marilyn Pitts, any of you that were nurses or in the service industry or are in the service industry, it's really being a great service to others. But it's also sent to us to heighten our senses, to shift our perspective. So that's what the incense was about tonight, because it tied in with the group card, which I can't make this stuff up. We just had a solar eclipse. And this deals with that solar eclipse where it's a gestation of insight, that there's new life, new ahas springing forward for you. So please pay attention to your dreams. Take a dream notebook. You may not feel like you're awake enough to even jog down your dream, but write it down. Because these are messages coming through. This is about a major transmutation in your life. And it's a big difference between the phoenix symbol and a donkey, but they both mean very similar things. Donkey is being really sensitive to the presence of God, or however you may term God. Source, higher self, omnipresence, universe, whatever terms you use, but this is drawing closer and closer to, and being with that source, and being that source is extremely important. Okay, so then this is about also, Amy, we talked about this a little at lunch, and Laurel, but this is shifting your perspective in a dramatic way. It's happening. It's coming. Let go. When you shift your perspective in a different way, it means letting go of your old perspective. Sometimes that's where people get hung up. So this is great energy to being sent to you to open up more of this energy for yourself to broaden your perspective into what's coming in. It is coming in. I want to hear about this. So Jared and Kat are going to be on first tonight. And so Jared, this is the trust card. So I encourage you to change your perspective a little bit here. So sometimes we all get really focused on what we need or what we want. But the needing and the wanting ends up pushing it away. So in this case, Jared, I don't know if you're like planning the trip with the kids to the Redwoods or San Francisco, but there's something about taking your mind off of a really hard focus and relaxing it. And then it allows, so if you're needing and you're wanting something, it can actually, it's limiting the universe. And then you're really pushing away what the universe is really actually wanting to bring in, which can be better and greater than what you're needing and wanting. And Laura, we talked about this too at lunch a little bit. So sometimes the mind just simply needs a distraction. So it takes the attention off of that need and want. And then it opens up for something bigger or better than we could even imagined, or trying to force it to happen in our lives, to actually come around, and we create that, or it's created for us because we really are source. All right, Kat. So again, Kat, this is heightening your senses. So you've heard about actors and actresses who get like pinholed into a certain role, like say victim or bad guy. And so they really have to think, okay, they want to broaden their range from being a victim or a bad guy or whatever role it is. This is you taking a time of changing your role. Like what is your role now? And how can you expand that? Because when all of us get caught into a routine, it can keep us stuck. This is changing up your routine, like doing something different, but changing the role. There's a new role coming for you to play. Just step into it. Listen, there's nothing more difficult than bearing children, right? Or challenging. You've birthed your babies. You've carried on a career. You've carried on a job the whole time. An amazing support to Jared. Now, what's the new role? What is it that you would like to do? What is it that you would like to play with? That's what's coming in, is this new role for you. So for instance, if the money isn't coming in a certain way for a certain thing, change the way you would spend the money. Just in the way you're thinking, to open up the energy, to bring in more of let's say the money energy. Laurel and Amy and I were talking about houseboats or travel trailers on the way home, because we were down at this marina and there were these, houseboats, and kind of really how much fun that would be to live on that. But it's like switching up the energy around how you're viewing money and what your role is. It's going to be changing big time in a much better way. Okay. All right, John. We got the Lover's card, John. So, John, I release and clear all belief that a lover will make me change, or a lover wants me to change. I release and clear all belief systems around me being you know what? Just do this. I am attractive. I'm attractive. I am attractive. I'm attractive. I'm attractive. And then anywhere where you've attracted like partners that have wanted you to change, and you've had, how those belief systems get set up, and you think, oh, well, that's what a lover really is, right? That wants us to change. That's really not the case. I am attractive. I attract love into my life that appreciates and honors who I actually am, rather than wanting to change me. That's what's coming. It's like someone you've known for a while who loves and appreciates you for who you are, rather than them wanting to change you for something that they want or think you should be. Oh man, this is really good for all of us, right? Okay. Okay. Hey, Danny. Um, time to clean out some old trunks. Time to throw all the old energy around that is non-magical for you and get back to your magic. This isn't, you know, this isn't about, you know, when you're kids and you look at the stars and you starlight, star bright, first star I see tonight. I wish I may, I wish I might have the wish I wish tonight. It's not about wishing. It's about cleaning away old energies that no longer serve you. And doing something simply as cleaning out your closet, getting rid of stuff that you don't like, don't wear. It's getting back to real magic. And anywhere where anyone has given you something that you feel weird about, or odd, just throw it out. I had someone come over last year, and when another person gave me this gift, and it was kind of an odd gift, and I didn't pay attention to it. Like, okay, well, this is kind of odd, but I just put it on the shelf, right? Put it on display. And this other person who's very intuitive to energy came over, and they go, "Oh, what is that?" And I go, "You know what? I got the same kind of vibes, but I didn't throw it away." So I'm not going to ask everyone on the show today, if you have something that you absolutely didn't love or didn't feel the love from the person that gave it to you, or you feel odd about it, please trust that. If you don't want to throw it away, put it out on the porch at least. Get it out of the house. Okay. Hey, Giles. Hope you're feeling much better. Everybody send Giles some great juju. Great energy. You're coming into a time, Giles, with a lot more synergy. Energy with yourself. Having more energy for yourself. And then you actually two cards fill out, Giles, which is the Priestess card. It's the insight. It's the creativity. So get back into like your painting. do something for, like there's kids coming back into your life. I don't know if it's your daughter and grandkids, but it's something like that. It's like them coming back in. And you've got this soldier around you, and he's showing me his, so I don't know much about the military or what, I can't remember what branch of military you were in, but there's something with the hat. Like if there was a certain hat that a certain rank wore, this is a higher ranking soldier, individual coming in that's watching out over you. And he's like, buck up, Giles, buck up. I don't know what that means, but it's like, it's kind of like Diane's card, like get back to Giles, get back to Giles, get the magic back in your life. And it's happening, it's going to happen. That's the point of this card, this message tonight, is this new kind of energy, this new life force coming back in and reviving you. It's really good, Giles. All right, Tiffany, here we go. You know, Tiffany, you've gotten this card before. It's the Preserver card. It's your daughter coming through really strongly. Extremely grateful for the help you've given her children. She's right there. Keep reminding the children how much they're loved by their mother, and watch their gifts. They're tuning into, like, feeling her, or like feeling her presence. I mean, there may even be she's talking about, she had a little boy, but there's a little boy that's really gifted along those lines. And it's like, it's not about taking them to church. It's not about church, but it's about developing their skills into this realm, this magic, their abilities. Because there's so many more abilities, right? We know of 5 senses, but there's actually, now they've discovered like 23 senses. And the children right now are growing with this. Like Lindsay, I know you're on. This goes with you too, with your kids, about paying attention to what they're seeing or what they're experiencing or what they're feeling. But just even going through pictures and showing them of their mom again is really important. All right, my dear Marilyn. Marilyn and Abby on tonight, by the way?
Not yet.
Okay. So Marilyn, get a really good dream catcher. Take a look at and I'll keep my eyes open for one too to send to you, but they're designed to catch bad dreams. Now, it can really be anything. It's what you set your intention to, Marilyn. It's like a bowl of sugar water used to, I think my mom used that sometimes to catch flies. Or we used to, like we talked about on the show, we used to get those strips that they would stick to. This is, or putting a new bowl of salt under Larry. This is all about Larry. This is about the dream catcher catches, the legend is the dream catcher catches nightmares or catches bad energy. It catches it and transforms it. And so something is, changing out the salt, putting a piece of selenite by Larry's bed. Things like that can, with the intention, can help. If you don't have a dream catcher, he may think that's a little odd, but that's okay. But you can do it other ways. There's other ways to do it to help him. Also, even like if you get some really high-end lavender oil, just rubbing his feet or rubbing the back of his neck and shoulders with it. And you don't have to tell him, okay, but that will help. That will help clear some of that energy with him. Okay, my dear Laurel and Amy, we had a fabulous afternoon. It was so fun to hang with you. So, Laurel. This is the compassion card. First of all, anywhere where you kind of get caught into, that just breaks my heart. Can you cancel, clear, delete all of that right now? Amy, can you help her? Every time she says that just breaks my heart, can you just cancel, clear, delete that? Okay. Because you're very compassionate, Laurel. But if people keep making the same mistake over and over again, there's a limit to where, yes, there's still compassion, but logic has to kick in and go, I withdraw my energy from this. So it's really being a lot more compassionate with yourself. I want you to really, and Amy, if you can tell Laurel how beautiful she is, remind her how amazing she is, how compassionate she is. And Laurel, I want you to say, thank you. Okay, thank you. Don't be free of doing this. Thank you. Thank you. This is being way more compassionate with yourself. And absolutely knowing, without a doubt, how attractive you are. And are you willing to let go of creating situations that may have proved your lack of self-attractiveness or belief of self-unattractiveness in the past? Because we're talking about subconscious things. We're talking about spiritual matters that can be very, very deep-seated. It's like, Amy, we talked about things that were even passed down through your family today. This is with you, Laurel, about breaking the old habits and the way you think about yourself. All right, my dear Amy, welcome to the show. Everybody welcome Amy. So this is that Journey song, Don't Stop Believing. It's okay to keep looking. It's okay not to settle. You know, ticks are one of God's amazing creations. They're amazing. But you don't want one on you. And you don't want them crawling around your house. So it's okay to get rid of them. Kill them. Because they can and do cause disease. So Laurel, it's kind of like going back to you as well about not really having too much compassion for ticks. These are really ingrained, Amy, ticks or traits with this guy that just are not serving you. And they're little, you know, ticks are really, they're little and they suck blood. And you don't even know you have them because when they bite you, they have like an injection of poison. So you don't have any sensation or feel with it. And so anywhere where you've been numbed, but you're kind of being bled dry, tick by tick, that's going to change for you. Big time. Now, I'm not talking about going to a vet and dipping yourself. Okay, I'm not talking about that. I'm not talking about a tick dip. I'm just going, that stuff is moving off of your field. And I'm going to talk with everyone on the show. You know, every one of us has maybe behaviors or belief systems that can annoy other people, but it's moving past a belief system or a behavior and going, enough is enough. Yeah, that's some major energy. I don't know if any of you that are sensitive to energy can feel that moving, but and it's not just moving with Amy. It's moving with people on the show that you're getting the ticks off of you. All right, my dear Lindsay. Growth. So when your kids get the flu or cold, they stay home, they rest. And you know it's going to pass. That's part of their growth. It's like I don't know. It's like, so you know, cold and flu season's coming up. You may start taking more vitamin C or something, right? You kind of start preparing for it. This is major growth for you, knowing that any downtime or sickness is going to pass. I mean that metaphorically, like energetically, because we all go through these like ups and downs sometimes, right? Energetically. Know that the downs don't stay down, but that you're moving up more toward growth. And getting rid of the ticks. Because in a really, really good relationship, in no way, shape, or form is the other person should be ever putting you down in any way, shape, or form. But what is it that they can do to support your growth? That's what you're moving into. Okay. Austin, Lena?
Yeah.
Okay.
You first, not you, Freya.
Oh, and Freya. Thank you for being here, Freya. Okay, Austin. Austin, this is creating more harmony. It's being harmonious and setting your intention to be harmonious. And knowing, like when Kenan was born and I was holding him as a tiny baby, I'm like, I can't put up with this bullshit, my own bullshit anymore. I cannot stand my own body odor anymore. I mean that metaphorically, right? I mean that symbolically. Is I knew I had to change. I just didn't know how to do it, but I started working on it. So this is harmony, and we talked with Ashley. Ashley was on the show last week, and it was too funny because she was practicing her guitar without her strings being tuned. And I didn't know this till after I read the reading, but I was using the guitar strings and putting up with the, well, at least I'm practicing the strokes. No, it's disrupting the harmony of the music because your strings aren't tuned. So anywhere, Austin, that your strings are not tuned to where you bought into a belief, again, from your family, and again, they're not bad or wrong, but you're a unicorn, your family were donkeys, or are donkeys. They're just different animals. And this is about you time for you to step up into being the unicorn and to create more harmony. You're going to have to work at it, which means breaking old habits of disharmony. Woo! That was a good one. All right, my dear Lanny. And then we got Freya. Welcome to the show, Freya. Oh, Lana. We got this time-space card. All right. Our logical mind is trained to really try to make sense. But the spiritual world, the metaphysical world, doesn't make sense in the way that we have been trained at all. I mean, how is it possible that a virgin becomes pregnant with God's child? And we accept those stories because we realize there are possibilities that we don't understand. This is the time-space card, Lana. When you move into this spiritual work, there's a lot of times no logical sense to it at all, none. And sometimes it takes, like we talk about you being a spiritual detective with the birds flying into your window. It takes getting out of the logical mind to go, wait a minute, what is the energy behind this? What does this feel like? And you are on top of things, okay? This is you're going to be taking greater flights of mind. I'm working at really doing my best to explain this. And be anywhere free of going, oh, that's just my imagination. Are you willing to let go of that and go, what is this? Universe, show me now what this is. And you're going to be moving more into that. You're going to be more comfortable with the unknown and being in the unknown, and it will begin slowly to make a lot more sense to you with the spiritual matters that you're going to become more and more involved in. Okay, my Freya, thank you for being here. Freya, anywhere where you've not allowed yourself to see a situation for as it really is, are you willing to release, clear, destroy, and uncreate that right now? This is the illumination card. This is having the courage to see a situation as it really is. Because in being able to see a situation, it's like a triage and Marilyn Pitts knows what I'm talking about. So in a hospital, let's say there's a big accident with a bus or a plane or whatever it is. They bring the people in and you have to ascertain quickly who needs the help the most, right? That's the illumination. That's the, wait a minute. I'm not just going to stand in the room and be confused. What's the order of things here? This reading will help you become more organized as to what is the most important here, and it be taken care of first and foremost. Okay? This is seeing things more clearly. All right? I think we've got everybody tonight. Awesome. You guys all have a wonderful, wonderful evening. We will see you tomorrow night at 6 p.m. Thank you so much.